You know that feeling when all your Apple devices just work together seamlessly? It's honestly one of the biggest reasons why many stick with Apple ecosystem. But here's the thing, most people aren't even using half of the features that make it so powerful. From controlling your iPhone straight from your Mac to unlocking your Mac with Apple Watch. There are so many hidden tricks that makes life so much easier. And trust me, once you start using them, there's no going back. So in this video, I'm sharing 17 must-know Apple ecosystem hacks that will change the way you use your Apple devices. Whether you're using a Mac or iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, HomePod, Apple TV or AirPods. These tips will make everything work together like magic. Before we start, please make sure your devices are all up to date on software updates and also logged in with the same Apple account. Let's get started. First up, if you're using multiple Apple devices together, like a Mac and an iPad at the same time like this, you can control both of them using the same keyboard and mouse to work across the devices. You can control up to 2 other Macs or iPads with your primary device using this feature. But both of your iPad and Mac retains its own screen and apps, even when you're using the same mouse and keyboard. This is called Universal Control. To activate Universal Control, be signed into the same Apple ID on both the devices. On your Mac, select the Apple icon on top left corner, select System Settings, then Display. Here, select Advanced at the bottom corner. Now, toggle on all the 3 options here to link your Mac to iPad. Hit Done. Now, try moving the mouse to the edge of your Mac screen. Your iPad can recognize it, and you can take it from there. This makes it so much easier to use both the devices simultaneously. I use it when I plan and research about my YouTube videos. I watch some videos on my Mac and jot down notes on the iPad, or read an article on one and write down important points in another. So seamless, right? Wait until you hear the next one. This next feature is something similar to the previous one, but it's called Apple's Sidecar. Apple's Sidecar feature lets you use your iPad as a secondary display of your Mac. Unlike your previous feature where your iPad and your Mac remains as 2 different devices, in Sidecar, you can extend your workspace and the display you see on the iPad is the extended display of your Mac. It's like having a second monitor, except you can use your iPad as your second screen. This is so useful when I'm editing a video. Instead of cramming all my tools and the timeline onto one screen, I can move my preview window or toolbar to the iPad. It gives me so much more space to work efficiently. To start using this feature, you can go to the Apple icon again, select System Settings, then Display, then here click the plus icon. Now you get the option to extend the screen or mirror your screen to iPad. Click Arrange to position the devices properly for seamless use. Now you can use the iPad as a secondary display for your Mac. You can also do this by hovering your pointer over the full screen button like this. And then select the option to move this window onto your iPad. And boom, you can get it on your iPad instantly. You can also hold the window like this and drag it and drop it onto your MacBook again like this. To mirror your Mac screen, you will see this icon here on the toolbar. Click that and select Screen Mirroring. Then click on Mirror Built-in Liquid Retina XDR Display. Now, by this way, you can mirror the display on your Mac from iPad, or you can do the other way around too. Sometimes it's easier to draw, sign, or mark up something on your iPad with Apple Pencil than using it on Mac, right? This cool feature lets you annotate a picture on your Mac from iPad or your iPhone. I use this especially when I have to design a thumbnail like this one. I just go to the image on the Finder, open the image by pressing the spacebar, then select this markup tool on the right side. Now select the Annotate on iOS device option here. I'll select the iPad. And automatically, the iPad opens up with the image and tools. I can draw, scribble by using the pen tools. The image changes in real time. Now hit Done. You should definitely give it a try if you haven't before. Oh, this is my favorite. Handoff feature on Apple devices lets you start a task on one device, like writing an email or browsing a web page on iPhone or iPad, and then continue it on another Apple device, like your Mac, without losing progress. This feature works with apps like Safari, Mail, and Notes, allowing you to seamlessly switch between devices and pick it up where you left from. When you start writing an email on your iPhone, automatically you see this Mail app on the panel with an iPhone on top. Open that and continue to write from where you left. Another example, you start browsing something on your iPhone and you will automatically see the phone icon on the browser app again. Open that and continue to read the article or continue browsing on a bigger screen. Try it out and you will definitely boost your productivity. This feature, called the Universal Clipboard, lets you copy content on one device and then seamlessly paste it on another nearby Apple device. For example, I'm copying this image on my iPhone like this. I can just switch to my Mac, and when I hit Command+V, the image is magically pasted on my Mac with no other effort. It's so seamless and it comes in very handy all the time. I think many of us already use this feature widely, but if you don't know about it until now, you know it now. You might already know about AirDrop, where you can quickly share images, files, and audio from one Apple device to another. Just tap Share and select the other Apple device, and without any further action, the file or image will be instantly transferred to your other Apple device. But do you use AirPlay? AirPlay works similarly to AirDrop. AirPlay allows you to stream music, videos, photos, or even mirror your entire device screen to a compatible TV, Mac, or other AirPlay-enabled speakers. To do this, find the music you want to stream, tap the AirPlay button, and choose your AirPlay-compatible device from the list. It'll start playing instantly on the other device. I also have an Apple HomePod, and it's even more easier to AirPlay songs. Simply play the song on Apple Music and just bring your phone closer to the HomePod like this, and voila, the music starts playing on the HomePod instantly. Another interesting feature is that you can simply not worry about remembering passwords while working on multiple devices. Your iPad, MacBook, and iPhone will remember the passwords for you. You can use Apple Passwords app to share passwords or passkeys to other devices. Did you know that you can control your iPhone with your Mac with iPhone mirroring, which is available when you update your Mac to the latest software, macOS Sequoia? You can wirelessly access and control your iPhone and use its apps and notifications directly from your Mac. Your iPhone stays locked while you can use it on your Mac, so no one else can even access it or they cannot see what you're doing. To do this, click iPhone mirroring in the dock or open it from the applications folder or Launchpad. You will have this by default with macOS Sequoia 15 or later. Your Mac will always ask to unlock your iPhone. Use your iPhone to enter your iPhone passcode. Now you can click allow or don't allow for showing up notifications on your Mac. Now you can interact with your iPhone right from your Mac without requiring to unlock your phone. To stop mirroring, just hover over the windows like this and click on the cross to exit the mirroring. This is especially very helpful when you're working and you don't want to get distracted by unlocking your phone to read a message and then get into endless scrolling. With Apple ecosystem, I never have to worry about losing all my files, photos, or even passwords, thanks to iCloud. It basically acts as a central storage hub for all your Apple devices, keeping everything in sync without you having to think about it. Take a picture on your iPhone, it instantly shows up on your Mac, iPad, and even Apple TV. I can just start a slideshow to check out the photos on a big screen after a big trip. Need to access a document you saved on your Mac? You can just pull it up on your iPhone through iCloud Drive. It's not just with convenience though. iCloud also keeps things secure with end-to-end encryption, so your data stays private. And if you ever want to switch devices, all your stuff is already backed up and ready to go. Plus, with family sharing, things get even more smoother. If you have configured a family setup in Apple settings, Apple will let you share paid apps, movies, books, and music for free to other family members. This is great, isn't it? Say you paid for an app on App Store. Now all members of your family can enjoy that paid app when just one person in the family buys it. Here's how it works and what is included. To set up family sharing, go to Settings, tap on your name, select Family Sharing, tap Setup Family, and follow the on-screen instructions. You can invite up to 5 family members and they all must have same Apple ID. And once they accept the invitations, they'll have access to everything you're sharing. It's a great way to make your Apple services more cost-effective for your family while still letting everyone enjoy their own content. One of the best things about AirPods is how seamlessly they work across all Apple devices. Whether you're using your iPhone, MacBook, iPad, or even Apple TV, the experience is so smooth and effortless. You don't have to do anything manually. For example, if you're listening to your music on your iPhone and then start watching a video on your MacBook, your AirPods will automatically switch to the MacBook without you needing to do anything. This feature works for apps like FaceTime too, so if you're on call and then switching to listening to your music, your AirPods will follow you. One more interesting feature is to control your Apple TV right from your iPhone, using it as a remote. The default Apple TV remote is too small, so most of the time it gets lost pretty easily. So I use my iPhone as the remote like this. Just open the control center and tap on the Apple TV remote icon and just start using it. Now, let's talk about some features which improves your productivity by being in an ecosystem. Let's say you're working on a document, presentation, or even editing a photo on your iPad. You don't have to worry about saving it manually or transferring files. It's all handled by iCloud. For example, you start working on a file in Pages or Numbers on your iPad. The moment you hit save, or even if you forget to, iCloud automatically syncs it. Later, when you open your Mac, the same file is right there in the Files app or iCloud Drive, exactly where you left off. No emailing files to yourself, no USB drives, just seamless access across devices. If you set up focus mode on your iPhone, it automatically applies to iPad, Mac, and even Apple Watch. So if you enable work focus on your iPhone to silence notifications from social media, the same settings will instantly sync across all your Apple devices. This means no more manually adjusting settings on each device. I think this is a genius idea. If you have an iPhone, which many Mac users do, you can use your iPhone's camera as a better web camera for your Mac. This is called Continuity Camera. Just bring your iPhone closer to your Mac and it automatically connects. No cables, no apps to install. To enable it, open Settings on your iPhone, go to General, AirPlay and Continuity. Make sure the Continuity Camera is turned on. Now open FaceTime on your Mac, then select Video on the top left corner. Select your iPhone camera. Since iPhones have excellent cameras, this is super useful for video calls, especially if your Mac's built-in camera isn't the best. You can also enable Desk View, which shows both your face and a top-down view of your desk. Perfect for demos or unboxing. It's one of those Apple features that just works seamlessly, making your iPhone more than just a phone. Okay, those were my top loved features of being in Apple ecosystem and how I use my devices together to improve my productivity. There are so many more features which, if you're interested in, I'll cover in separate video. Just let me know in the comments below. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I'll catch you in the next one. This is Anshana. Bye-bye.